this is Neil, and this is just a video walkthrough for my Python scripts that I've made for Maya. One of the first things we'll note is that in the Maya directory under scripts, I've placed this user setup Python script, and the reason for that is that this script that will therefore run whenever we open up Maya. And what the script actually does is create at the top here this scripts drop down menu that will contain all of our scripts that we can therefore then simply select, and that will automatically run them for us rather than having to open up all of our scripts and then run them. It can be simply done from this drop down menu here. And this is our user setup script. We can see here in the highlighted yellow here, this is the directory of the folder that will contain all of our scripts. So it's currently on the desktop and it's called Python folder, and in that folder we have all of our scripts, so that will allow us to access them all from this drop down menu. And whenever you put a new one in, you can always just simply update the menu and it will update this drop down menu containing them, meaning you don't have to leave Maya to actually run them. This video walkthrough won't be a breakdown of what every little bit does in the script. So for that, you can see I've got red hashed out lines, and they will describe what the next sort of section will do if you want a breakdown of what the script is actually doing. So that's a basic rundown of our user Python setup. Next we'll go on and we'll look at our control shape scripts. So control shapes are used in the rigging process, and they're used to allow the animators to see what the actual controls will be able to do, and we'll make it more animator friendly by giving them a bit of shape so that they can see what it is they're expected to do from these shapes. So for example here, we have an arrow. So this is a single way arrow that could be moved along one axis. So we've got that shape there. Now the next script will run a 4-way arrow. The next one is a simple NURB circle. And this one here is a 1-axis rotation arrow. So this is good for just rotating along one axis. Next is a 4-way rotation arrow axis. So this can be rotated in different directions. And this one here is a simple NURB circle in a rectangular holder. The idea for this is that you could have switches for switching things on and off, and also there could be a middle space if there was something in between, if you were in 3 different options. That's what that's for as well. With all of them scripts, as I said, with the user setup script, we can actually just select from the drop down menu these shapes. So we can see here if we wanted a rotation 4-way arrow, just simply select it from there and automatically it will create it for us rather than having to run the script from the script editor. So here we've got curve 1, we'll just name that test_ctrl, and this can be used therefore to show our next script. This is a 0 out script, and what that does is if we look at the attributes here, we can see that they're all zeroed out at this position, and that's because it's the 0 point in the Maya world space. But with the controllers, you will often move them to the position, say the hands or the head. You'll move them to an area that's actually understandable why it's there, and it'll be a lot easier for the animator to animate. So we've got, say, the control in this space here, and you can see here from the translate X, Y, and Z, it now has values. We would rather have these values to be at 0 in this position, The reason for that is that when the animator is moving the control shapes around to animate the character, if something ever happens and they wanted to return the character to the T-pose position, they can simply put zeros in these attributes there and it will return back to this position. So for that we do a zero out procedure, which we shall just run just now. So with the controller selected, we run the script, and we can see now the controller has 0 on the translate axis and rotate axis. And what that has done is created a group here and put the controller in the group. So it's called test_ori, which is now for test_orientation. And you can see here that the controller has the zeroed out attributes, and the group is now what holds all of the attributes of that space, so that whenever the animator moves around the control shape, they can always hit zeros in these attributes and it will return back to this space rather than the zero space on the grid. So that's our zero out procedure. And for our next script is our stretch setup. So this will set up a stretchy arm, leg, anything that we've got there. So for this I'll bring in an arm rig. So we can see here this is our a simple arm setup that we have. So it shows you that. Very simple setup, just a simple joints here for the arm, an IK handle, a controller for the elbow and a controller for the arm itself. No hand joints or anything like that. Just a very simple basic arm setup here. But we can see that when we move the control shape, it won't move any further because that's the maximum stretched out that it can be in that position. So the important thing to do first of all is to make sure that the object that you're wanting to stretch is stretched out as full as it can be in normal. So this arm here is outstretched as far as it will go along the length of the arm. And next what we do is we take a look, and what we want to select is the joints between point A and point B. That we want to select these 2 points, and these 2 points will be what where the stretches goes from. So on this one we want shoulder 2 joint to the forearm joint, so that will be from the shoulder to the forearm. We want these to stretch, and then we also select a controller that will control this stretch. So that's from point A, which is our shoulder 2, to point B, the forearm joint, and then the third thing we select is the controller. And from that we then run our stretch script, and what this does now is allow our arm to stretch. See, it's squash and a stretch. And this could be done on anything from the leg and neck, anything that needs stretching or squashing. All you do is select point 1 to point 2 and controller to control it. On this example it wouldn't be put, you wouldn't have the hand controller with the ability to stretch. You would want a different controller for that, but it shows you just what can be done, how it works in this test setup. Other notes that I've got on my scripts, obviously all of them, even the zero out and the stretch, can all be taken from the scripts menu at the top. One thing that I would note is that in the scripts you can see here, we could add an extra level of usability for other users if they wanted to run our scripts. It wasn't a big concern at the moment because I understand how to run them, but an example is maybe on the zero out procedure script. The controller we had to name it with a suffix of underscore CTRL, and it wouldn't run the program otherwise. So we do have to name it first with the suffix of underscore CTRL before this script would work, which isn't a big problem, but there isn't anything to dictate to tell other people this, apart from in our comment section in the red. But yeah, so we could add, for example, a loop that checks that what the object is selected does end with underscore CTRL, and if it didn't, it could come up a message for users to say, please select something with underscore CTRL as the name. But that's just a bit more of a usability for other users. It's not a big concern on this project for I understand what is needed to run them, and we can look at the programs and see. And also we have got it typed in note lines what needs to be done to actually run the program. So we could at a later date come back and make these a bit more user friendly for other people. But at the moment, the scripts work, and they work fine for myself and my own project. Thank you very much. That's been Neil, and that's my walkthrough for my Python scripts.